That is easy. Tracing is easy. I compare it sometimes with ice skating, like this way of sketching. It's like you like this, and it feels like that as well. If I have a good day, I feel like, okay, I can go to the Olympics and be a very nice ice skater. And if I have a bad day, which happens often enough, I feel like, okay, oh, super clumsy, I fall on my face, but it's okay.
What you have to show is like why yellow in those pages.
This is very easy. Like, I feel more comfortable with this. It makes me nervous when I'm still exploring. And if I have like yellow or sometimes blue or green or whatever, I'm totally free. So it's about finding shapes, and I don't know what to expect. I don't know what. It's more like a discovery kind of. Once, let's say, some shapes appear, I can find them, and I can find like the discovery kind of continues then with a normal pen. So I can be way more, I don't know, precise, and I can choose, like, of the many choices I have here, I can decide what is the line I prefer, and I'm way more confident with this. And the results are kind of neat, and yeah, it makes me more free, I would say. Most of the stuff I brought with me here is personal work, like 99%. I do that to stay sane. Like, this is the way I operate. So I'm a lead artist, so I transitioned from illustration, comic to being a lead artist in the game industry. And if you're a lead artist or art director, there's not much drawing left. You're mostly like a people manager. This is cool. I like it, and I think I do a good job, but at heart, I'm a character designer. So I have to do this. So I do characters, like I'm not only like character designer, but also visual developer. That means if a world needs to be created, you have to create the environment, you have to create the characters inside. But on this medium, if it's just about exploration, I like it more to show faces and expressions and capture emotions. And it's also interesting if you show the art to people, they react way more most of the time on a face than, I don't know, a tree. Like, I showed this page yesterday, and people say, yeah, that's a typical Berlin hipster. And I said, yeah, it was a Berlin hipster, and yes, most of them are there, but sometimes it's, you see a person and the person is interesting, and you create something entirely different out of it. So maybe it was just the nose or the hairstyle or whatever you capture. I'm not super interested in capturing like the reality. I'm interested in getting influenced by the reality and then making something else out of it. And yeah, I have lots of those. And it's a mixture, of course. Like, if I have like a creature suddenly here, of course we don't have that in Berlin, but maybe there was someone looking like that and having like this expression. Character design goes in two ways for me. So sometimes you have a goal, right? You have something you want to do, and then you do variants of one thing. Like, whoever knows me knows, like, this character, for instance. It's one of a character I have invented in one of my books, and I have hundreds of variants of that character, different takes on the design. So that's the one part. But then there's also just the joy of see what happens. So really just starting with something I don't know when I make the first stroke what it becomes. And that's pure joy, and this is joy I need. Like, for instance, here I like strong angles, I like strong shapes. I was doing this like this morning just in preparation because there's the fear of the white page, right? So I start, okay, I have to do something on this page so I feel more comfortable. But then I, like, for instance, here I see which wizard character maybe, and I start kind of carving out like the character, giving it some kind of smirk or whatever. Maybe they find it like a beard. No, it's more like a robber or something. I'm not sure. And that's fun. It's fun and it's forgiving. Again, if I do it with this pen, later on I can change my mind about some of the strokes. And this is pure joy of exploration. For me, the most important part are the eyes, actually. Like, if I connect with the character's eyes, if I can somehow relate to the emotion, then I think I'm on a good way. And it's also fun, like, if you look at the pages, let me see if I can Let's go in one of these. So if you check the pages and then you start kind of analyzing what kind of state of mind the characters have, that's kind of fun. So I would consider myself sane. So, but if I look at the characters and if I start this again, all of these start as shape exercises, and I look at the expressions, and there's a lot of cunning and sometimes dumb and sometimes I don't know. Neutral is rare, and it's something you can explore way more when doing character design in the cartoon direction, I would say. I think it's way more challenging to have that with realistic paintings, and therefore, like, I don't keep these things too serious. If you see my sketchbooks, they're kind of fucked up to a certain degree. I don't keep them clean or whatever. I keep them with me. For instance, like at this page, I'm pretty sure it was on a festival, and there was a guy with a I don't know, doing this. Also, nice memory. Like I look at this and I remember. But then again, you have then the monsters in between all of this.
You said like there's these kind of monsters there. Do you think there's like some kind of emotional reflection of yourself in there?
That's a good question. So some of them look skeptical and judgmental. So, you know, I consider myself an introvert, and even if I'm on like big events, I feel sometimes like a scuba diver among mermaids or something. So I'm there participating, but just to a certain extent. I stay an observer to another extent, and some things I find stupid, or I'm also judgmental, like I said, sometimes. And maybe that's why like the snake lizard looks like, what the hell? So it could be. But there is a range of emotions, and there's a lot of happiness and fun, hopefully. And if you look at my drawings, even though you see someone is angry or sad, I think overall the tone is more like lighthearted and maybe makes you smile. And then I think I did a good job. So it's me, of course. All of it is me to a certain degree. It's like writing. If you write a novel and you have like a villain and you have like the hero or whatever, it's all you. It's the same with I think the characters, of course. And it's part of my personality and the way I see the world. It's never, separated. It's always a mixture of these things. Some people I remember again, like this is pretty sure in Berlin. It's less romantic, for sure. So you can see I do kind of the same stuff. I realized at some point that my brain is kind of connecting both. I tried to zoom in into the paper, like this kind of stuff happens, like muscle memory. But the rest is very similar. Like I can do the same thing. I can finding some shapes. It feels like we came a long way in terms of technology, and the feel is close. It's very close. But once in a while, I have more time, for instance, for a bit more elaborate, a bit more artsy stuff, where I try to emulate like analog techniques, like cross-hatching, and I was very fascinated by some artists who do that in very well analog. So I don't want to do just one style all the time. Because as a character designer, you have to be able to provide options, and many, and also like to, invent something which is unique. And in the last years, I got more fascinated by artists who reduce stuff to the bare minimum, like to symbols, to shapes. It's a little bit what Picasso did, not being restricted by reality. So you can play around with dimensions. You can show different sides of a character at the same time. Something which made me create a lot of new stuff was a thing called the impossible nose. So if you have a character, maybe like this could be a nose, right? And then you have the eyes on one side, right? So this is not possible. You cannot have this. I always like that, and I like a lot of my characters have this possible nose thing. So let me see. Like again, I showed you earlier, like the character where I said if people know me, then they see how these characters evolve and change, and I tried a lot of things. So in this case, these are not just for fun stuff. This is really where I really try to nail a certain look and feel. Let me see, more rendered stuff. Like this, it's also like experimenting with textures. Yeah, if you give me a second, I can even show you like the piece which brought me to THU in 2000. What was it? The first edition, 2013, 12? I don't know.
13, I think.
13. Yeah, where the first golden ticket competition happened. So my take was Achilles was the Monkey King. So something that was my idea about it. Again, it's the same technique. We see very shapy designs, and this I like a lot because it's done from a doodle I just did on a paper in a restaurant. But I like this expression and this intense shape so much that I had to do something with him. And it's me, as we discovered, it's part of me. So let me see what else. Robots, dinosaurs, and ladies. That's where I'm coming from. So, and if I don't know what to draw, you know.
Yeah. Do you do self-portraits? Do you ever did it?
Sometimes, but I'm not super interested in it.
Yeah,
Really.
I was just curious.
The other day when I kind of went through my sketches, I found a portrait, like basically a character of me. I did at some point. It was based on a light bulb. And then like back in the days, I had a different set of glasses. So it was more like this kind of retro JFK glasses. Then very important, if I draw myself, eyebrows. And then usually a smile. So again, I don't take myself serious enough to like spend a lot of time on creating me or portraying me. Maybe I take myself as an inspiration for another character. But I learned, and that's another THU story, I have to say, like I learned like a couple of years ago that there is a value in this kind of stuff. I told this story before, like Marc Simonetti and Serge Pirot like have been hanging out with us, and they checked my stuff. I was like super nervous, and they looked at it and they spent like half an hour or longer just exploring like all of these pages and explaining stuff to me I did not even know I do. And that was fascinating to me. And they liked this, like I could have shown them like the polished stuff, and they know that from the past because I showed that in the past. But they've been way more excited about these things, and that made me confident.
Just pick one. I don't know if you get a bit.
This one, why not?
And that one, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, pick a page, any page, and I'm gonna ask you to draw.
Let me see. Maybe I start. Okay. Let me see. I think I'm going to create a dragon. First love. A dragon with a smile. Or a dinosaur with a smile. Let's see. Wait. And that's now the time where I try to save the sketch.
There's no undo there.
There's no undo.
You didn't tell me about the story of that character you're always drawing.
Yeah, so there are two big projects I never finished, and I never gave up on it. So the one with the backpack is part of like a duo of characters, like an odd couple kind of comedy, fantasy, Douglas Adams, Terry Pratchett kind of story, but based in or influenced by German history and German culture to a certain degree. So that is one idea. And then the other thing, I'm not sure if you even saw it, which is even more dear to my heart, is like a superhero character I invented like a long time ago, I think 2004 or something, called Santa Man. It's a huge thing. It's kind of a mix of Batman, Avatar, and maybe The Incredibles. And it's there. I'm working on it since 20 years. Santa Man was my first comic I ever did and was published in Germany 2006. Okay, we're getting there. So maybe I will draw a lady somewhere. Maybe I find some space. So eyelashes, very important. Okay.
You're always trying to learn something new, or
It's not so much the learning part. It's more like the fun of doing it. In my job, I have to do it with purpose and with a mission and a strategy. And if I work for myself, no, not I shouldn't even say work. If I play or if I play around with ideas, it's about whatever makes me happy. That's the ultimate goal. So now we have a dragon, a weird fox, a lady. Like actually, I like right now the fox the most. I just did here because here it was most free and it's an interesting shape. It's kind of Batman ears and I don't know, but he has no eyebrows. Wait, make it a bit more cunning.
You love cunning expressions.
Something I like to do is like checking it from the other side and see like how it feels if it's flipped. Like this is something I really need. Like here with digital art, you can just like flip it, no big deal. But if I draw, and this is just an advice for any newbie, flip your art and check it out. And it shows you mistakes, but it also gives you like a fresher view on your sketch. And look at this, it's all right. I will not kill myself about it. It's okay. Should I sign it?
Yeah. Wherever inside that rectangle.
I will do like two things. Wait. So first of all, like I have an artist name, and I started at the beginning as Gilmec, which is kind of like this. The reason was because when I started with comic books, I had to sign the comic books, and my name is very long. So I like the G, and it has this nice flow to it. So yeah.
Like ice skating.
Yeah, exactly. But nowadays, I also just embrace my name. So why not? Here we go. That's me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Wow. That was interesting.